I know it sounds audacious when you start thinking about, hey, I want to buy a home. But I want to let you know, if you have a good plan and you have a good team of professionals that are holding your hand and walking you through every step of the process, it doesn't have to be as ambiguous as you think. In fact, the most important thing to do is start thinking about how much money you need to start saving in order to know that you have just about the right amount of money to pursue home ownership. Step one is always to meet with a lender. When you meet with your realtor, if you're not going to use me, I'm going to say when you meet with your realtor, you're going to want to ask them if they can have their trusted lender come and sit down with you, right, for that strategy session to talk about where you fall on the lend, right? You need to see how much money you can afford, right? What kind of monthly payment you can afford, and sort of get an idea of how much money you need to save in order to purchase a home. And so some of the main things for you to think about, honestly, is some out-of-pocket expenses that are going to take place right out the gate. So you have to think about your down payment. You have to think about your closing costs. Those are two separate things. And you want to think about those out-of-pockets, which a lot of people, a lot of realtors aren't going to let you know about. They forget to let you know about it. Or the lenders, because they're not part of that process, they don't think to let you know about that either. And so out-of-pocket expenses for inspections are going to run you anywhere between $450 and about $500, depending on who you use. That's an out-of-pocket expense that you're going to have to pay the inspector at time of inspection. The second out-of-pocket expense for you to think about is a bank appraisal, which will be anywhere between $400 and $600. So that's about $1,000 that you're going to have just out-of-pocket expenses as you go through the process. Now, if a major item is found, a lot of times I always say my professional vendors or my partner vendors, which are mold assessors, roofers, contractors, all that kind of thing, sometimes they ask for an estimate fee for their time to go make the estimate, especially if you're within a real estate transaction. Now, if you use them, they'll credit you back that amount, but sometimes that estimate can be anywhere between a $100 fee to $300 fee. So that's something that you're going to want to think about. I would always say for out-of-pocket expenses, you're going to want to hold on to at least $1,500 just for any of those types of incidentals, I say. Now, your down payment, depending on what you qualify for a lend, down payment, an FHA loan, for instance, you only need 3.5% down. On a conventional loan, you can go anywhere for as low as 5% down up to 10% down. Unless you're doing investment property, then they're going to be looking for 20% down on that. Now, your closing costs, again, that's going to depend on the paybacks that you give back to the seller at closing, your taxes, fuel, rents or anything like that, HOA fee. Some of those things are paybackable, I would say. And it also depends on, I'm trying to think like your closing costs. It depends on the taxes. I said that already. And it depends on if you qualify for any concessions. Some loans, like FHA, VA, and USDA, they offer you an opportunity to roll in some of your closing costs into your loan. So that's a good question to ask a lender. A VA loan, a USDA loan, USDA loan, if you're credit qualifying, you don't need any money down. A VA loan is a wonderful loan product, as a wonderful thank you to our American soldiers that are fighting for our freedoms. They get no money down and many times pay very minimal closing costs, because that is a wonderful loan product that we offer to our vets. And so anyway, a rabbit trail all around. So those are some things that you should think about. The closing costs, I would always say, to be conservative, plan on $25,000 about anywhere between $20,000 and $25,000 for your closing costs. Because you're going to have your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, which is a whole year that you paid for, your banking fees, your attorney fees. There's a lot of fees that are involved buying a home, which your closing costs are separate from your down payment. And so if you want a one-on-one talk about getting you ready. You know, maybe 2024 isn't your year, right? Maybe there's too many obstacles that you have to overcome or too much saving that you have to do in one year, right? It's always good to have a plan. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you can set a budget plan for yourself to achieve that American dream of home ownership. Do you want to sit down and have a one-on-one strategy session with one of my lenders? I'd be more than happy to sit down with you. It's no cost to you whatsoever. My number is 518-526-3621. Send me a comment here. Send me a DM. DMs are super simple, I think. Very passive for you. I'm not aggressive in any way. If you want to talk, you want to get on the right track, or if you have children and you haven't bought in a home in 25 years and you want to get them on the path of home ownership, let's have a conversation about it. I'm here to help you. Janet Claude, Howard Hanna. I'm here to help your dreams come true and move on to that next chapter of home ownership. Always keep me in mind. Always keep me in mind as your real estate resource. I'm happy to help and answer any questions that you might have in the process. Happy New Year! Have a great day, everybody.